So last week, with Marvel's release of their Phase 1 box set, the studio shrewdly dropped a load of teaser images for Phase 2. And the two images that really caught my eye were for Captain America the Winter Soldier, which showcased the Winter Soldier. Now I must warn you, if you don't want to know the identity of the Winter Soldier, stop watching this video right now. But I doubt you'll be able to avoid the spoiler for long, as his identity is well known to comic book fans, who themselves have never been known to keep our mouths shut. Hey, we love spoilers. So anyway, the Winter Soldier is famously Cap's old sidekick Bucky Barnes, who's been brainwashed by the Soviets and turned into an assassin, complete with a cool bionic arm. Now you understand why nobody was that upset when Bucky bit the dust in the first Captain America movie, because we all knew he was coming back. But as he tumbled towards the frozen tundra, one has to imagine the suits over at Disney and Marvel were kinda hoping he'd land on his face, because then they could cast a better actor. I mean, really, considering how important they knew the character would become, why cast Sebastian Stan? An actor best known to audiences as the Mad Hatter on ABC's Once Upon a Time? We're supposed to believe Scarlett Johansson passes over Jeremy Renner for this guy? That is assuming the film decides to even keep them as a couple. Anyway, Marvel Studios is hoping to keep audiences and Cap guessing for at least a short amount of time by covering up the Winter Soldier's entire face. Because that worked so well for Cyclops on screen. This would also imply that Bucky will once again get shortchanged on character development as he did in the first film, not just because his face is covered up, but because of the sequel's large cast. Revenge's Emily Van Camp is the female lead, and the smart money is on her playing Sharon Carter. In the comics, Carter is a descendant of Cap's original love interest Peggy and a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent. She also ends up romantically involved with Cap. Who else was hoping they'd just dye Haley Atwell's hair blonde? She was one of the best parts of the first movie. In this movie, Cap will be knee-deep in S.H.I.E.L.D. agents, from Carter to Black Widow to Anthony Mackie's Falcon. Plus, Nick Fury will show up, along with his boss, who will be played by Robert Redford. And hoping to fill Agent Coulson's shoes will be Agent Jasper Sidwell, who also returns in a larger role. Now, aside from fighting the Winter Soldier, Cap will also fight, I kid you not, Batroc the Leaper, played by UFC fighter George St. Pierre, as well as Crossbones. That last one is interesting, though. Crossbones is a henchman of the Red Skull, and while the Red Skull won't be appearing in the sequel because, well, Hugo Weaving doesn't want to, Toby Jones as Arnim Zola will be. Which leads me to a theory that's so crazy, it might be true. Maybe Emily Van Camp playing Sharon Carter is simply an assumption Marvel Studios wants us to make, and she'll really be playing the Red Skull's daughter, Sin. Anyone who's watched Revenge knows Van Camp would excel at playing the villain, and she does kind of look like Hugo Weaving. I, for one, would love to see a female villain in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but that would imply that the Red Skull and his minions are responsible for Bucky becoming the Winter Soldier. Considering that Marvel would love Captain America the Winter Soldier to play in Russia, this would make sense. But would fans be able to accept such a drastic reworking of the character? So how do you think this Captain America sequel is shaping up? And do you think Emily Van Camp is playing Sharon Carter or Sin? Plus, if you want to read a really good Bucky story, check out the recent trade, Captain America and Bucky Volume 12, the life story of Bucky Barnes. And obviously, Captain America Volume 2, The Winter Soldier. I'm Grace Randolph, and this has been a Movie Bite. You can watch more right now.